Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bottom Liberia. This is our first edition. We've been out of Bottom for a while because of technical issue. I would say welcome, Jamal.
Thank you for having me.
How you been? Long time haven't seen you.
Yeah, we've been working, planning for the event in Germany. A lot of things going on here, and we're doing our best. We are here. We stay alive and hopeful.
Okay. So while on, and I will ask that we share the show to our, I see our guest is in the background. Steve Kelly is on. Oh. Okay.
I'm trying to get myself some light here, but I think I'm not so good on it.
Corey, we are live. You want to position yourself? Thank you. Welcome to Bottom Line. While we setting up, I'm going to play a little jingle while we're sharing the show, and then Jamal will introduce you. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not come up. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust, my people no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer, no work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. With their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you That's why we voted you. Thank God. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie.
Welcome to Bottlon, Liberia. I'm broadcasting from the UK. My co-host with me today is Jamal Kamara from Manchester. We have a guest who will be appearing on the show, Miss Faith Goldtumet, to discuss about the event in Germany. Jamal, how are you? And welcome to Bottlon.
Well, thank you very much. I'm okay. I'm doing great. While we're waiting for our guest to come in, Paul, we have a couple of topics to discuss tonight. We're looking at, let me just go through quickly, Paul. We're doing great in Manchester anyway, the city where football is a religion.
Yeah.
And that's in the UK. And just to go through the topics we have tonight. And before then, we'll let you know that we'll be joining also tonight. One of our hosts, Mr. Linford Gwe, will be joining us tonight. You'll be coming a bit late. He's being caught up in the traffic. So just to let you know, we'll be talking about the illegal postponement of the national housing and population census for some illegitimate reasons. What could be the negative effects on the 2023 general presidential elections in Liberia? We'll be looking at Mr. Cummings meeting Mr. Obasanjo, the OBJ, the Maradona of the Nigerian politics.
Yeah.
And the recent meeting, what can one expect from the two leaders in the future? And we'll be talking about the what's going to happen, the all in the package for Hanover in Germany, and on the 8th and 9th in July this year. The SB, the standard bearer of the ANC, the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Honorable Alexander B. Cummings, will be coming to Germany. So we on hand tonight, we have as guest the person who is the manager. We're going to be telling all what is in the package for us tonight, Paul. So we got a lot of stuff in package tonight for us.
Well, good. It's great to be back. We've been out of coverage for the past week due to technical problem, but it's good to be back. And I see you live and kicking in Manchester. I mean, you have a beautiful weather over there. But having said that, I see our guest is in the background, and we can bring her on to introduce her to the wider public. So let's bring our guest on.
All right.
Good evening, Miss.
I'm not getting you.
You still not hearing me?
I'm not getting you.
So something wrong, because Jamal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, and we're hearing you, Faith. We are hearing you very loud and clear. Probably you're not hearing us. Faith, are you hearing us now?
Let me come back home. I'm not getting you.
Okay.
All right, Faith. Well, okay. While we're waiting for the guest to come, Paul, let's go through the topic we have tonight. Quite an interesting topic, and we're waiting for one of our co-hosts, who is Mr. Goy, who will be joining us soon. The illegal postponement of the national housing and population census for illegal reasons. What could be the negative effects on the 2023 general elections in Liberia? Well, what do you think? Is this something that the government put a lot of money in there? They've been going on nearly a year now. The census has been going on, and the population census has been going on for nearly a year, and they just abruptly stop it and say, well, for no reasons. What do you think is the case? What is the cause of that? What is your perspective on this?
Well, the thing is, the census have been delayed since 2018. They should have had the census when the government came to power, but this could be something that the government know because you remember during the 2017 election, there was a challenge in court for the election, and one of the things was the censor. They have new group of people now that have come into picture. So if we don't have this censor before this election, there could be a fireplace somewhere here. So it's important to have that censor. If this government is refusing to do it, I mean, it's a legitimate question. It will be a constitutional crisis as well because you cannot bypass that. So I'll look at it as maybe they're doing it intentionally for some reason that they could gain upper hand because they are controlling everything. That's how I see it. But before we go deeper into the conversation, our guest is in the background. Let me bring her in to see if her sound system is working. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
Oh,
Triplett.
yeah, great. You can hear you now. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing very well. And you?
Very well. Jamal, can you
Yes.
introduce our guest to our audience, please?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined on this deep in Liberia, we come to you live from Europe. And with us tonight, we have our guest, Fifth Cole Tume, who is the general manager of the event, of the ANC event that's taking place in Hanover, Germany on the 8th and 9th this year. We'll be welcoming Mr. Alexander B. Cummings to engage Liberia in the diaspora. So the person who is in charge, make sure everything is okay. We got a successful event and making sure she runs on and down, make sure she controls the committee, make sure the budget's in place. It's no other than the leader herself right here tonight is Ms. Cole Fifth Tume. So welcome to the bottom line.
Thanks very much, Mr. Triplett.
Tell us a little bit about yourself before we take on with the event you have on hand.
Well, about myself, I'm Faith Cole Tume. I'm a Liberian residing in Germany. And I'm a BSc holder. I studied business purchasing. And that's the field I work in here in Germany. I'm also an advocate. Some
Okay.
people know me on Facebook who are friendly with me. I advocate for girls, women's rights, and yeah, I stand against injustice and ill in our society.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much. Thanks for joining us. As you heard it, that's the lady herself, the chair lady for the event in Germany on the 8th and 9th of July this year in Hanover to receive the ANC Big Data coming up in Germany, Hanover. So she's our guest and also our chief manager for the event. Mr. Chilpe, you heard our guest.
Yes, I will officially welcome Ms. Cole Tume to Fit to Butterland. This is our first appearance. It's good to have you. And we're going to dive into your being here first before we get into the other topic. How is preparation and how are you going to welcome the political leader, the standard bearer of the CPP for the time being? And how's the situation in Germany and how the people feeling about his coming to Germany?
Well, first of all, I would like to say preparation is going pretty well. As we all know, to every event or planning, somehow there are some challenges, but we are dealing with it. We are gearing to the end of this planning, and pretty soon, as we all know, the 8th and 9th of June, everything will be taking place in Hanover. Liberians in Germany for expecting Mr. Cummings, we have followed him. Many of us have followed him. I think it's an honor. We are all happy to meet him in person, to have some intellectual conversation with him, to look into his face and ask him some questions. And from his tone or body language, we can tell and decide for ourselves whether he can be the better leader for our country. So we are excited and we are all preparing to meet him in full.
Great. Jamal?
Yes, cool. Tell us what the 3 days or 2 days event going to look like. Just someone ask you, take us through.
Sorry, coming
How the
again?
2 days event going to look like the first day, the second day. Could you take us through?
Oh, the event, the first day of the event, as I said, the event, we are gearing to the end of it. The first day of the event, it will be a meet and greet where our visitors from abroad, we have to meet them and have some conversation, get to know them. Some introductions will be taking place. And that will be the first day, maybe on a tea or a cup of coffee. And then the second day of the event, that will be the 9th. That is the real event. That will be on the field of Hanover. We will have the kickball game between women, Liberian women in Germany, and the ANC women coming from Europe or America, from wheresoever they will be coming from to represent ANC. We will have a kickball game, which will take place from 12 to 1:30. And then we will have the boys, the men in Liberia, in Germany, Liberian men in Germany. Mostly, let's say, sport brings people together. So we decided to have a football game that ANC men too will play against the Liberians men in Germany. And so that's going to happen between the space of 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And 4 o'clock, we all will move to the hall. And in the hall, we have some events that will also take place in the hall. In the hall, we're going to have the symposium, intellectual symposium with Mr. Cummings. We are going to have the fundraisers. We are going to have some comedians. I got in touch with Michael. Many people know him to be Gemma Gina, but his name is Michel. So Michel is also on the team. He's part of the musical. So he's coming. He's going to perform for us with some comedies, give some Liberian stories. We have music in between and the fundraising. Everything is set up. We will have one program to another. The fundraising first, and then we have a musician that will come up to sing in between, and from there we come up with a comedian, and from there we come up with other things, and people will have to eat and have a nice time. So that's how we have come, and that's what's going to happen on that day.
Great. Exciting time that. So people that are coming to Germany for the first time, because we learn the German people that are welcoming people. So what sort of program that you have for us that will be arriving on Thursday or Friday? Is there something special for people that be arriving on that day before the main event comes in on Saturday?
As I earlier said, those arriving on Friday, which will be the 8th of July, we are all going to meet in a cafe and have a cup of coffee, get to know ourselves so that the next day you will feel comfortable, to have fun and demonstrate what you came to do. So I think that's what we're going to do.
Right. So it's exciting time. It will be Hanover, Germany. Can I put this flyer up for our audience to see where the location will be? So when they go to Germany, they will say, oh, we're looking for, this is the guy, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, will be in Germany on the 8th and 9th of July. It will be an ANC meet and greet and a big fundraiser. This is where a lot of Liberians traveling from all corners of Europe will be heading to Germany, and people from the US. There's a woman, just to let you know, Kowu, I got a tip yesterday, another lady arriving in the UK tomorrow. She will be heading to Germany too for this program. So talk to us.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. That's good. Cool. Just to let us know here, people will be wondering. Mr. Cummings is coming to see people to engage Liberia in the diaspora. They'll be wondering. There'll be an entrance. How much do you people say? Why should they pay to go see Mr. Cummings? Why will you answer that question? For entrance fee, you actually charge you to go to enter into the hall. You ask why should you pay? Charge people to see Mr. Cummings.
For me, I don't think that is. We want people to pay. But the problem is, in our society, we have to help to build society, right? And in building society, we have to start with ourselves. Arrange yourself, arrange your home, arrange your family. If you can take care of your family, you could take care of another person's family. The house we are going to rent in Europe, everything there is nothing free. So we are paying for the hall, which is very expensive. We have foods, we have drinks. And all these things, we ourselves, try to generate the money to make these things available so that our visitors will feel comfortable. So has your contribution to this event is just, for me, I think it's just a guest trust. It's not about selling tickets. It's about trying to promote an agenda. So buying a ticket for 20 euros or a ticket for 100 euros, you have the opportunity to meet Mr. Cummings face to face. We have followed him on social media. We have heard so many good things about him. We have also heard the negative side about him. But there's a saying that says you don't have to judge the book by the cover. You have to open the book, read in it, and then you get to know. So it's an opportunity to meet him, get to know him, and you can analyze for yourself if this person could be a better leader. So I think it's just a gesture. It's not about paying to enter. It's a donation or contribution. You are gone again. I'm not hearing you.
A bit sorry, I was a bit mute. Do you hear me loud and clear now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
So I was saying that I heard that the money that proceeds from those things will be a contribution of for the project ANC is undertaking in Liberia. Is that correct?
One more come again.
The proceeds, the money collected, you guys make charge, they help you to cover the cost of the programs. Some of this money will be given to ANC to support them with the project ANC is going for Liberians in for Liberia. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For the 2023 election and whatsoever initiation the ANC is undertaking.
Right. Okay. Another person will tell me through the audience will be watching or listening to us right now. I want to know if how much for people that are entering, the entrance fee, the categories of entrance fees you are talking. Can you tell us what is it like for you? What is it like for people? If I'm to come to Germany, how much will be the VIP? What will be for the regular? What will be for the lower VIP? Can you take me through on that?
Okay, we have 3 categories of tickets. We have the first category, the VIP, which is 200, and it costs 200 because you have the opportunity to sit on the team desk or table with Mr. Cummings. You have the opportunity to everything at that event. You have access to everything that is available at the event. That is one thing. So we have the second VIP. That's why it costs 200. We have the second VIP, which will be the table is going. We are setting the table that in a way that is close to Mr. Cummings, but not on the same table with Mr. Cummings. And you have access to look at him. You have access also to take pictures with him after the event or during the event. There will come a time we have, a photo shooting period in the event. There's a period of photo shooting that people will have access to talk to him. People will have access to take pictures with him. And then we have the VIP, we have the normal regular ticket that Liberians will afford because we are trying to make the event, trying to decentralize. Everybody don't have money. So those that people will afford at least $20 to buy their ticket to enter and go watch the event or celebrate with us.
Okay, thank you for that information. So you understand you got 3 categories. Regular people
Yeah,
pay
we have 3 categories.
20 euros, while other people pay 100, and other people pay like 250. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What do you expect for somebody to take away from Mr. Cummings' visit?
Nogman?
What do you expect for people to take if I go to an event? What do you expect to take away from this event? Like, well, this is what you expect Mr. Cummings will deliver. What do you expect to hear from Mr. Cummings from this program? What do you expect you tell the people this time?
What I expect from Mr. Cummings from this program, I expect every positive response that, has a leader, or every positive response or example has a leader to set for our people back here, to encourage them, to make them to know that why he's capable to rule Liberia tomorrow, to make them understand the reason why he thinks he can change the situations. So I think to impact his people with positive knowledge. Yeah. It's all about impacting his people, those Liberians that are going to meet him. We are going to meet him because we want to learn from him. So what can he impact us in Germany? What can he leave with us? That is the message he's going to give us.
Okay, thank you very much. We want to welcome one of our hosts, Mr. Linford. Go ahead. Welcome, Linford. Today we have with us our guest, Coach co-fifth to me. And I think if I have a question for you, we want to introduce you to Mr. Go ahead, Faith. This is please introduce yourself to
You always go low.
Linford. Could you please introduce yourself to our guest? Linford, you're muted. All right, I think our Linford is having trouble with his audio, so we'll still continue with our questions.
Sure.
With regard to what do you expect? How many people do you expect to show up for this event on the 8th and 9th? How many people you think turnout going to be like for you?
I am expecting like 400 to 500 people. That's what I'm expecting. Because we in Germany, we are ready. We are mobilizing and we are ready. We are excited for the event. So we are more than Liberians in Germany. We are more than 1,000. But I can't say everybody will be there. But we are expecting more than 400 to 500 people.
The first time of it kind, bringing a politician, a political aspirant, presidential aspirant to Europe and Germany, taking the responsibility to show that they to bring them to engage Liberia. How do you see as a challenge? Is this a big challenge for you to lead this group?
Well, yeah, I see it as a challenge, but I also believe that within every challenge, you have the advantage to learn, It gave you the opportunity to learn for the future. So I think there's a challenge in every event or environment, whatsoever organization we engage in, especially for planning, there's a challenge. There's a challenge that trying to convince people the message you have to give out there to people to convince them to your event, to come to your event, to participate is a huge challenge. You have to have this ability to know how to persuade people, to talk to people, because some people are so complicated. So it's a huge challenge. It's a challenge in putting things in order. You always have to be on the phone to talk to this person, call this person to make sure that this is okay, that this is in place. So it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, but we are dealing with it and we are getting to the end.
All right, before I like okay,
am I audible now?
Welcome our guest now. I think Linford is on. Linford, I want to introduce you to our guest. That's co-fifth to me. Welcome to our bottom line. Once again, he's one of our hosts. He's the main host for this show. Tonight he's coming. We are expecting you're running late. Mr. Gué, welcome, and please welcome our guest to the show tonight.
Thank you very much. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chima and Paul and Madam Cole. I must register my apology for coming late because of some engagement. I was just in the traffic and it's been very bad for me. Imagine I just got 700 traffic tickets right now as I'm talking to you, because coming from Oslo, 3 hours. Paul, when I called you, I was just leaving and I tried to beat it out and the guy sitting on the road. They grabbed me right near my time, right? 10 minutes before I come in. So, but it's good to be here, and I want to thank you guys for starting the show. It's going to be a great show tonight. Sorry for all of the delays. Madam Cole, we say welcome officially to this bottom line. It's a platform that is offered, or that offers every opportunity to all ANC supporters to make their contribution, and we're glad to have you here. And it's good that you guys are discussing the coming of Mr. Cummings, the arrival of government officials, or officials do not come, they do arrive. The arrival of Mr. Cummings in Germany in few days from, or few weeks from now. So, Paul.
Yes, it's good to be back here, and it's been a while now since we last appeared on Bottom Line. It's good to have you back on the show. And Cole have said it all. I think we're just going to flow into the next segment, because I got in the next 25 minutes, I'll be live on another program, so we can dive into the situation. I think Cole is politically inclined here, so she can flow with us.
Okay. I don't know whether Jima have covered all of these, but let's
Yeah.
look at the illegal postponement of the national housing or population census of Liberia and the reasons why they are postponing. They continue to postpone this national housing and population census are all illegitimate. But the biggest question that Liberians may begin to start asking themselves, the concerned ones, is that what effect will it have on the upcoming elections? Because mind you, we should have census before even the elections that brought Joshua to power. That census was not held, and no good reason was given. And then we came expecting that this new government would have had census to prepare us for the 2023 elections. And 2018 came and went by. Now we're in 2022, 4 years down the road, and no census. And I'm hearing that it's been postponed to March again. And then look, considering the census, the weight of it, and the importance to national elections, all these delays, do we see any danger at the end of the day? Anybody can start.
Yeah, the thing is, I was telling Jamal earlier before Cole came in. In 10 years, that a lot of people gave birth
Right.
to huge generation. So if the population at the time when we were small were 1.5 million people, right? When we were in school. 10 years after that, the number grew. So every time in 10 years, you get huge new group of people coming up. Now, it's some people were 5 years old when Eddie took office. Those people now they are ready for voting. That huge group of people. So if you have a censor, it tell the government whether there's if a new town to be created, then you also have what we call representative for that district that they will create because the population grows. So if you base it on 205 and 2011 election, so there's a huge group of people now in place. So if you don't have a censor, you be looking at data for that end. And in that process, there could be a foul play here. So the censor is very important. If the government there's funding already been allocated for this censor loan by the EU and other donors. So there's money for it. So why is it they're not carrying it out? And that is the question. Because if you don't do it, then it raises our brother. It could be some foul play. That's how I see it.
Chima.
Yeah, we've spoken about it before you came. You know, the issue of abruptly stopping the census in Liberia is it has to do with the coming election. I mean, it make anybody we can see the reason that there's some kind of smoke screen somewhere. It's just that something's going to happen. But who knows the government intention? Because I think there's a chance that they could rig the elections and saying that there's no sense. So you can't give data. If you have data, you have data, then you can prove it. But there's no data, you can't prove it. So he kind of trying to control the population census so they will have a control or whatever. You can argue a case in court. What if you don't have a data, how can you argue it? So I think stopping this census going on, population census going on, is in the sense to have control over the election results and or to complete to fool the people or to kind of give some fake information to when the result is out because the government will hanging on and say, look, what happened here? What can you, we said there was hundreds of thousands of voters, registered voters. Can you prove it? You don't have a proof. But the census, after the result of this, after the census is completed, it will give you the total of Liberians that we have and give you the result of Liberians that qualify to vote. Those are the data people keep on. If you don't have those data, you can't use it. You will say the government can come with any information, flimsy excuse to say whatever they're saying about elections is not right. We have the number, this is the right thing. So you can't argue anything. You have many options for many reasons. You can just kind of give prediction here.
Okay, Carl.
Yeah, Fabi, really, I think that they want to play there want to be some kind of manipulation in the 2023 elections. Because when you see things going around and the manipulation is going to be like in a form like They want to deal with the same the old database that they use to bring the president to power. They still want to implement, force it into the system to use that old database so that they will stay still in power. So I think that is a manipulation. Something is so fishy somewhere around.
Okay, I think you guys have said all correctly. What concerns Liberians right now is you even in the town, in the small villages, when they are about to have election, you must count the number of people in that town. Let's know how many people will get here before we can have election. You can't just get and go start having elections. Two things can happen. One, you might overinflate the numbers or underinflate the numbers, because nobody knows exactly. Let Chima said correctly. We need that data from a recent activity. For instance, Paul also said that since 2005 until now, the figure that we have is what we have been working with even up to 2017 elections. Okay, so we can continue to. A lot of people have been born, a lot of people have died as well.
Exactly.
Okay, remember that we had major disaster from 2005. We had Ebola in 2014. Then now we have what you call this one, Corona. A lot of people have died and a lot of people have been born. So the number is unstable. So I think the delay, like I said, the delay is there to do some manipulation, because the government controls the elections commission. One, the government controls the last data that they had based on which this government came to power, so they can project that same number to us. And we cannot argue it. According to what Jima said, we cannot argue it. We must have a recent data to be able to base, if there will be any argument at the end of the day, to base our argument on. Okay, gentlemen, like Paul said, he's going out, so let's move
Can I
on
say
to
something?
Yeah.
The problem right now is that, the government, they are afraid. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They are afraid. We see the body language outside there. When we was coming to power, we saw how young people, were inspired. Young people were inspired. Young people thought that this guy, when we vote this guy had international connections. This guy, he has been a war best. He has been a European best. He have had all the best, the titles. This guy can bring business people. He have connections. He can use his connections, to help this country, especially our football sector. Young people in Liberia who are inspired of playing football, they thought this guy. When I remember when we went to the first, when he got to power, when he was elected, he went to meet the president, Maicon. Maicon's speech to him was, I'm happy, I'm excited that you are president, but if you are going to come to me to say, this is the stadium I built in Liberia, people were going to come from Ghana. We were going to come bring international trainers to make the football, to make that stadium or that academy the best in the world. That's what we're expecting from you. And that's what young people were expecting from him. But he fooled them. They thought he came from the slot, so he understood them. But it was on the contrary. So right now, they themselves, they are very afraid. Because they are seeing the body languages outside. There are many people that voted for Weah that was in the CDC. They can never vote him this year.
Okay.
Because they all have been let down. He failed everyone.
Yeah, based on that. So
that's just it. So that is the strategy they are using, because they know that, okay, we have failed the people and the people are angry. So no need of this central. Let's just use our old database and do what we can do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Based on that, the fear within the circle of the CDC. There's a video here. I'm sorry I couldn't do this video for us to show you on the screen, but I'll try to play from my cell phone. Courtesy of Paul Chiluple, he sent this video to me. It is from an insider of the CDC, Dr. Lester Tenney. And Dr. Lester Tenney says some things. And I think based on what Cole just said about the fear factor, maybe Dr. Tenney can confirm that. So let's hear from him. If Paul has a little bit of time, we can do this one and discuss it fast.
Go on, flow and read
out. 7-minute video, so I don't know if we can exhaust it, but let's listen to him.
I did a post yesterday after I drove to my party headquarters on the 17th. I actually took along three friends. I called for. I intended to carry a box of artisans, but unfortunately, all the young people in my area that I contacted, I mean, I was so disappointed when every one of them, every single one of them, was very clear. Someone had told me, look, Brappy, that scan thing they put did all needs to pay again, you know?
Genau.
And all of those things.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think we'll be breaking short, so we are discussing point by point. So,
Okay.
Cole, this comes in line with what you were saying, that.
And I didn't watch that video. I didn't see it, but I just the reality, you know.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah, you know, funnily, Dr. Telly is my good friend. When I'm in Liberia, we hang out a lot. He's very critical of his own government. When they came to power 2017, when they were elected, 2018, it was around a place called Miami Beach. And he said, look, he made some revolution that they didn't like. He said this government appointing a lot of incompetent people. It would catch up with us. He was summoned right after the election. Dr. Stanley was summoned to the CDC headquarters to explain. No, he wanted the crafter of the pro agenda. He's a proper seditious, and when he speaks like that, he knows exactly what he's talking. The fear factor is there. They won't have that number anymore. That's why he's making a case now. If you don't put their act together, we doom. And that's why he's saying Eko is right.
Okay, so we move forward.
Well, fortunately, my money for the transport, the charter of the bus, they didn't really go there. So I took three friends and decided to go to the party headquarters. And I was there up to 11:45, 12:15. And with the exception of a few executive committee members, the place was virtually like a ghost town. That is very unprecedented.
Right.
There is nowhere in the history of CDC where an event people will go and mobilize. No, seditious are spontaneous people. They react just from hearing an event is occurring. Nobody transport nobody. But unfortunately, when we try to send out a signal that look, something is fundamentally wrong, we got 6 full months to get into the election season, and we have a deeply divided party. And our only hope of President Weir second term victory is a splinter opposition. That is a very, very shaky proposition. You can't hope to win because your opponent is not in a married relationship. It doesn't make sense. Your strategy should not be on the weaknesses of the opposition. You should consolidate your base. But here you are. The party is deeply divided. There are those who are seriously aggrieved and disappointed in the victory. And we think nothing is wrong. We feel nothing is wrong. And when we try to send out a signal that, look, we need to come together as a unit. We need to strategize. You know, if opposition win in this country, it's going to be dangerous for certain key figures in the CDC. People will go to jail. People will go to jail on perception. People will go to jail on reality. People will be persecuted because the new government is not going to solve the economic or social problem in the country.
Okay, let's break in right there. Sorry. He made some point. He said the strategy the CDC is using, and that's what they did from the start, was to infiltrate the CPP, create chaos, let there be splinter groups, Unity Party break away, All Liberia Party break away and go, and let be confusion. When there is confusion, Then now we think we can capitalize on their confusion to move ahead. But I personally think you guys will come in, but let me just give my own view. I personally feel that this is a very poor strategy. One, if you think you can break the CPP and then they all go their own way, let's say Mr. Boaka meeting his 450,000 that he had before, he meeting now no more. Then uh, the Liberty Party and all the other parties go. Then ANC, with the growth that ANC is experiencing, collect their own group and go. What is the voting population regarding Liberia that all these parties and other smaller parties are coming? Okay, if all these parties go and collect all their people and go, how many people you think you have left to give a CDC victory? So they're thinking that breaking the on the CPP and on the opposition groups apart will give them edge, but that's a very poor strategy. And Dr. Turner just said it. Even though he's not my friend on Facebook, he blocked me a long time for being critical of him. But I always felt that he was one of the person who can make sense in the CDC. So guys, how do you look at that strategy? Let's break the CPP apart and the opposition apart. Let them be fighting. Then we think we can win without doing any work. Stay governing very badly, but we think when they break apart, we can win.
That's a very interesting one. That's wishful thinking. With the CDC-led government, what happened? You don't have to campaign against them because they campaign against themselves. So breaking on the opposition really does not give them the room of them winning. So the people who fit in the economic crisis, if you ask them, they'll say, well, it's only one term. We had enough of these people. So remember when Mr. Cummings said that will make him one-term president. That one-term president is a glaring. You can see it happening. Overwhelmingly, people will vote against the CDC because there's a lot of bad things they are doing. Jefferson Kochi, for example, this speaking came from a Zine house today, he's in a mansion. A lot of young people around seeing it. And their life not getting to be better. And they seeing this guy going around. They're not going to make that mistake they did. And this is why they call themselves, no matter how they put their forces together, the damage was done from the early stage of their presidency by building 49 buildings. Every one of them was just building in like that. They became rich overnight. So it's not going to change. It finished, it's kaput, they're gone. So it left for the opposition now, the one with a stronger message, stand a chance in this 2023 election. I rest my case.
Anybody? Go.
They all happy with my answer. So we flow. I got about 9 more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a clear cut because this one is coming from a sedition. I mean, we just re-echoing it. It comes from a sedition. So let's continue with him.
So I did a post yesterday.
That repeat. So.
And let people be having the illusion that, they can still get 1 or 2 people. We lost Lofa County because of our stupidity. We were not supposed to even attempt to disenfranchise Brani Sambuka. That was the first political mistake we made. That's 500,000 votes we lost. 500,000 votes. Where the souls, the devil came out and told us, leave our son. The man went through the democratic process. We should have prevented the process from occurring. He went through the democratic process. He won. The traditional people intervene, and you see them like they are nothing. Forget about Lofa County. We will never get votes from there. Lower Bomb, Mangibi. We really think the MPP will marry us again? You really think so? You have a divided MPP just as you have a divided CDC. So that's a gamble. Don't trust Prince Johnson. He's not. I mean, the history history of Prince Johnson is such that you can't really trust him. Besides that, the people of Nema County are becoming a little bit more inclined. They believe that they have paid their dues to General Johnson. So General Johnson is a swinging pendulum. Where do we hope to amass a vote in the southeast? The southeast, the underpopulated southeast. Is that where our victory will come from? Forget about Monserrato. Forget about Monserrato. 3 different times we have lost Monserrato. There is no guarantee that the 4th time will win. So forget about Monserrato. So then how do we intend to win 2023? And the victory for 2023 is not about us, because those who advocated on behalf of the party were marginalized. So it's not about us, it's about y'all. You're the one who we're trying to ensure that you don't be prosecuted. So if you feel that Dr. Tenny like to put on sensitive point is to draw your attention to the prevailing reality. You stop fooling Judge Weir. You stop fooling him. You pretend like everything is okay. Yeah, you tell the man, oh, we got a massive. Baku, you strong. Baku, you strong. Wait for 2023. Don't consolidate your base. Don't reconcile your party and think that you're going to have a dinner party 2023. No. I mean, no.
Okay, I think we've got enough of it because it's the same thing. The case is clear. The mayor is telling them in writing or divided CP or CDC. Okay, then one of the parties that make up the CDC is also divided, the MPP. And this is an insider talking. If I was sitting and talk, Porto, Conto, or Chimato, they would say, oh, no man, I was. But this is somebody who came from inside. You know, my grandfather always used to say, when alligator come from under the water, the river, or the ocean, and tell you say fire under there, you way up there, you can't deny it because you didn't come from there. So this is a man who came from there, inside of. So I think for me, the Friday, this is on Friday, pass against the CDC. So it's clear for the
out.
vote. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. We hear you, Call. Probably she's having some little glitch there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for I mean, this is how I see it. This is an insider talking. It's not a possibly talking. This is not a Linford talking. This is not a Chima Kamara talking. But who? Or Dr. Lester Tenney, who is a founding member of the CDC and an official as well. So for me, the case is done. We're going to talk to the voters. Open your eyes. Your life, compare your life 2017 to now, 4 years after. I mean, you may say 4 years not enough, yeah. But at least within 4 years, something small. Maybe your son who are not in school should have started school by now. Okay? Or something little. The shoes you were wearing before, you shouldn't be wearing that same shoes by now. Something must have improved. Or something must have become worse. So examine yourself. This is time for you voters to sit down, put yourself in your own mirror. Look at yourself. This is me, 2017, and this is me, 2022, 5 years down the line. Where am I? Am I down? Am I up? So, gentlemen, anybody has anything to add? Then we can
I just want to say it was a great show. It's good to have Cole here, and wish to have her back again before the event. I'm going to jump into another meeting. It's good to be back. I think Saturday we might be flowing Linford. I guess you'll be free on Saturday.
Saturday, I have a wedding to go to.
Oh, you have a wedding? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If anything, then we'll let you know for the Saturday program. So after your marriage, you can join us. And then
I'm not getting married.
My friend getting married. Yeah. So it was good being back here, and I got a meeting, so I'm gonna leave. And ciao to everybody. It's good to see you. I'll catch you on the other. Yeah.
Before you go, if I think myself. Yeah, I want to use this platform to welcome every Liberian in Germany, out of Germany. You are welcome. All roads lead to Hanover from the 6th of July to the 9th of July. You are welcome. Everything is there. We are going to make it comfortable for you. We are going to make it conducive. We want you. It's not about politics. It's not about ANC. It's about Liberians coming together, coming to meet a political phase of your country. So it's an opportunity to get to know him, to interact with him. We don't know what the future preserves for us. So I'm welcoming every Liberian, forget about political differences, and come to this event. Let us all have fun. The tickets are outside there. The link, bottom line will help us to share the link so you can go online and purchase your tickets. Thank you very much. And I'm honored to be on the show and hope to be back anytime soon.
Okay. All
So you're
right.
not
Thanks.
leaving now. You're not yet
See you
leaving.
guys. Yeah.
We have meeting.
Okay. Okay then. Chima, so we have just about one more topic to cover.
Mhm.
That's the meeting between President, former, once a president, always a president. Former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, and Mr. Cummings recently. And Mr. Cummings himself described that meeting as being fruitful, friendly, and well held. But a lot of people. I've been on social media and I see a lot of people talking. Think, oh, what's so big about Mr. Cummings meeting Obasanjo, or why can Obasanjo over Liberia or Mr. Cummings? And then somewhere in Silesian camp, somebody was saying, Mr. Obasanjo snow Mr. Cummings, and he said instead of meeting him, he wanted to meet JMB. There have been a lot of things about this meeting. Well, let's take it for face value that they actually did meet. So such a meeting, does it affect Mr. Cummings' activities as presidential aspirant? Is there anything that we expect from such a meeting now or in the future?
Now, you see, Mr. Kome has been meeting a lot of politicians, business people around Africa. Recently, I will tell you something. Mr. Kome was in Switzerland for the Denver meetings, and he met with a lot of business people. Mr. Kome is not in the business of showing who he meets. He's not a man who goes around bragging that I meet this person, I meet that person. But just one of his activities just show. Meeting OBJ, we call it, commonly called OBJ, Obasanjo, the Honorable Mr. President, former President of Nigeria, is a big thing because it's a big house in Nigeria. He's a political figure. He's a kingmaker. Therefore, in Africa, he's visited Liberia. He has one of the biggest poultry farms in Liberia. He had the biggest poultry farm, I think somewhere around Grand Cape County. So he's a very good interest in Liberia. He also have interest in Liberian politics. He also have interest in Liberia getting better, Africa as a whole. So meeting him is a big deal. Whether you like it or not, is a big deal because he's a powerhouse. They do a lot of things back behind the scene in terms of meeting politicians. He's been running Nigeria. Nigeria being a superpower in Africa right now. He's one West Africa in general. They can maneuver anything, political maneuver, anything can happen. So whatever they discuss, I think it could be in the interest of Liberia. Whether it's I don't think Mr. Kumi is taking anything personally, but the interest of Liberia is in general. So therefore, anybody can say what they think that the meeting doesn't make any impact. I tell you, it does make a big impact and a positive impact to Liberia and impact to Africa in general.
Cool. Do you think anything positive can come from that meeting?
Yes, I think there are two main things. One, to be a leader, you have to learn from other great leaders because they have too many advices to give you. I think my phone is loud, on loudspeaker or something. I'm sorry.
No, but you're very loud. We hear you well.
You have
Okay.
echo, that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm having an echo. That's why.
Okay, you have
Go on, I think
echo
you're
because
clear.
you are one more that way. Let me remove this other one. Okay, let's see.
Yes. You getting me?
Yeah, it's okay now?
Yeah, I think it's okay from my end
Okay.
because I was hearing myself. Now it's
Yeah,
okay.
because you were there 2 times.
Yeah. As James said, he has met with too many people, politically, basic business. And so I think meeting with people who are served as leaders before is it has a great impact to your leadership for the future because they get going to give you too many examples, tell you too many things that in politics there is what we see as reality, and when you get into politics there is the reality in politics. That's why you see politics today. Many people comes to people and say, when I become this and become a senator, you vote me and do this, I will do this and I will do that. But when they get there, they change. So I think in the back, behind the stream, there are too many things that take place. There are too many obligations that you don't want to, but you are obligated to do it. So getting close to people who have had this experience, who have lived the experience, they can set the path for you and put you on the rightful track. You have to be careful this and you have to be careful of that. I think you learn a lot and gain a lot of experience. So I think for me, I think it's beneficial. If I want to be a leader and as I meet with great leaders or politicians to have conversation with them, I get more understanding of what I'm trying to engage into. What is it? What's the definition of it?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And I think uh, the naysayers, as we expect them to be, people will always be there who will doubt what others do. But I think that was a very smart move by Mr. Cummings. And for me, I would personally believe that it will serve him well if he begins to make so many of such engagements around the world, meeting world leaders. For example, since he frequents the US, probably he could meet some of the former American presidents, successful ones like Barack, George Bush, and all these guys. So that will help. I mean, because like you said, um, when you meet these people, they will serve as mentors. They'll give you some ideas because everything you do, you must have somebody who can guide you through. And so for me, I believe that meeting was also fruitful. And again, let me just urge Mr. Cummings to begin to make such engagements around the world. Chima, anything else you want us to touch today?
Yeah, no, I still want to talk about his meeting with world leaders. I was talking about his meeting in Denford in Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere 2, 3 weeks ago. Look, Mr. Comey is a businessman. He's a politician now. He was a businessman. If he
Mm-hmm.
goes around showing who he meets, I mean, we will be scared away. This guy meets people every
I
now and
know.
then, powerful people. But he's kind of man who people. He's a very, very principled man. He doesn't go around bragging or showing off. This is the kind of person I met. He doesn't like, but to show a little bit to Liberian, that if it matters to Liberian, he will show them. But for he said, I want to produce who am I. I want to tell Liberian people I can do better than this. It's not who Mr. Cummings meets. It's like what I can produce. But now, like my sister Cole said, it's good to meet past leaders to share experience to learn. But he want to make most of this stuff private. Well, people like to see those private things going to public. So no, the man has connections. That man, look, the one time I heard him on the radio to ask him, like, "Come what is your earnings? What is your net worth?" He said, "No, I won't talk about it. People will know." He said, "How will they know?" He said, "When the election comes, they will know my worth." And he doesn't go around, I'm rich. He didn't tell anybody he's rich. We know his worth. So he's not a person all Liberians. So it's the kind of thing, it's the kind of system in Liberia. They make us to believe that if you go around, your connection, the acquaintances should be shown, and you should tell people you're connected. Of course, it matters to Liberia. It's not a big deal to Mr. Comey. But if they allow him to show, we all be scared away. So don't let it, let's get to the real picture. Mr. Comey will meet people that really he needs to meet, that you will learn a lot from in his political game. And you also bring, I know he's the guy who got a connection. I can tell you world leaders for Warren Buffett to, well, Bill Gates to, and all the multi-billionaires coming to politicians, the West African politicians, he has met them all. But you won't go around showing the pictures to anybody. He's not a guy who will do that. So he's a very honest man. He's a disciplined man. He will tell you how he got up from the lower ladder, from the lower part of the ladder to the top in Coca-Cola. He said it was not easy game. You know, he went through something. He met people. So what I want to tell you is that it's the kind of thing we in Africa or in Liberia in particular, we like to say, "Oh yeah, I'm Moroccan sure with this guy." They say he's a big icon, he's a big nut to crack. He's already a big nut. He doesn't want to tell anybody. He's done that for 40 years. So what I want to say, I wish you focus on what Mr. Cummings is capable of doing. I know he's capable, he can deliver. He will deliver. Let's believe in him and believe that he can deliver for us. And that's kind of man he will do for us. That's what I can say on this topic.
Welcome, Antrick.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we've
Milford.
gone. Yeah, we've gone.
So we have a guest here today.
We have a guest today.
Yeah,
And
and I'm
Our
about to
able-
leave
Oh wow!
because I have a meeting. Yeah, I told you that
I
you go
already
where.
have you discussed your issue already?
Yeah, we have
yeah,
discussed. We have discussed. It's all about the our event. We have discussed it, where we are, what have we done, what has been put in place, and what we are expecting of the event. So I think we have discussed all those things.
okay.
That's good. That's good.
And it's good that you were able to respond to our invitation in a very short time, and we hope that we all will have a great time in Germany. Uh, I can't wait. I've been
I wish I
dreaming
could.
many times about it in one program. I've dreamed.
Yeah, I wish I could, but I don't have no time to go out.
Yeah, but you can do your support. But
Yeah,
we
your
want to thank you
contribution
all.
is important.
Yes,
It's
of
a
course.
fundraising event, so our contribution is very important. Your
Yeah,
time, your money, anything you can contribute is very
yeah.
important. It's welcoming. So
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever it is, I think we will appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I
Okay.
like to say I have to leave you now, and I'm so excited. I'm honored. I want to say thanks to you, Mr. Goy. Thanks to Jamel, Mr. Kamara. I'm honored being here guest, and I'm always on the standby anytime, any hour. For this
Okay.
event, I will always be available. Thank you so much. And you have a
Okay.
beautiful evening.
Thanks a lot for being with us.
That
Okay. So, Andre, once again, welcome. And we've almost exhausted everything that we had to say. And
oh
we were just
wow.
discussing the recent meeting between Mr. Cummings and former Nigerian President Obasanjo.
Mm-hmm.
Whether such a meeting can, produce any help to Mr. Cummings. I mean, help in terms of, guiding him, considering the role that Now, remember that President Obasanjo was a military, he came from a military background. He became a military leader,
Yeah.
then transformed to president twice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So he's one of the guys well known around Africa or in the West African region. And given the role that ECOMO played also during the
Say he
Liberian
played the role that he played also in bringing peace to Liberia. He was
yeah.
also
So
instrumental.
yeah, so this man is not just one ordinary guy sitting somewhere in Nigeria that Cummings will go and meet and come by, and people making all kinds of comments. Oh, meeting this man, he mean anything, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and so that's it. But again, one other thing we did discuss before you came was this statement from Dr. Lester Tenney.
Oh wow.
We're not repeating, but we just want to let you know.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. You know, the writing is clear on the wall that even high-ranking people within the CDC are seeing it clearly stated. It's over for we are, my dear. It's over. The Liberian people are even fed up in this
But
kind of flashback.
the weird men or the top citizens don't seem to see what other people see. They are blind.
Yeah, those are the ones who are fooling the so-called men because yeah, he has a brim on his head, but it's not working. So he always surround himself with sycophants, people that praise him instead of telling him the reality. But it's over for him. So this is something that it's a wake up call for the ANC, because I can see that the ANC is the only competitive party right now that is standing up to the ruling party, because with all of what is happening, they are at the advantage side because they are the ruling party. They have all the resources. So we have to stand strong and see how we can defeat this government landslide. I'm not even talking about UP, because the people of Liberia had already rejected them overwhelmingly, and they will continue to. They have said what they want to say through the ballot box by electing an incompetent person over him. So there's no way the Liberian people are going to elect GMB. The
Okay,
race is between.
there is
Mhm,
one thing that had not made a lot of headlines in the news.
mhm.
Something that Mr. Cummings said it last time, and he made this comment on
Yeah.
one talk show. I think
Mhm.
was it on T Max 50/50 or no, it was on
Mhm.
Seku TV.
Circle show, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, I mean, he was asked this question of you know, his supporters, people who support him, and people who support um, uh, um, the Unity Party. They've been
Yeah.
at each other's throat for some time now, throwing
Mhm.
words from here, there. And Mr. Cummings said, well, uh, I don't think this is necessary.
Yeah.
So he called on his supporters. He said, I think this is not the first time, not the second time. This is just one
Yeah.
of the times that he has said it, that
Mhm.
people should change the tune now. They should be like, more focused, fast forward coming
Yeah.
2023, more
Mhm.
focused on the election. So,
Yeah.
but then it turned out to be for the United Party people, it turned out to
Mhm.
be weakness that the team of Mr. Cummings is giving up the fight, and they think they can continue it. They say attacking. Mr. Cummings met with Obasanjo. They say he wore open coat. The coat was open, as if people, they look for the most trivial thing to try to denigrate Mr. Cummings. So,
Yeah.
but he said his supporters should change the tune, be more peaceful, more inviting. They should even talk to people who condemn him, people who abuse him, try to talk
Yeah.
to them. Do you
Yeah.
think that strategy can really work?
Yeah, it's just show you the kind of leader that Mr. Cummings is. He's a man of peace and he's a good leader. So any good leader will exhibit the attribute that this man has. So yeah, what can we say? He's just a good leader. He's trying to unite his people instead of, yeah, the things that you see other so-called people who claim to be change, they divide the people saying Congo and native and so and so. But he is taking the role as a leader to unite the country, because this is what we need. Politics is politics, but we are still, what bring us together is we are still Liberians, no matter what political party that we belong, we are Liberians. That we should never forget, and we should never, yeah,
That's a very
yeah.
good message, and to hear Andre of all persons saying this, I think this is
Yeah,
like,
I'm intrigued, but there are some realities that I cannot
yeah,
push
just shoot aside,
against.
right?
Yes, I have to say the fact I am intrigued. I say things as it is. I don't bend things. And I'm not afraid of anyone except the God that creates me. So that's the thing. So yeah, it's true. This man is a man of peace. That's one of the things. They may have a lot of qualities in him. He's a sincere and honest man. When he talk, you see the honesty and sincerity in him. You see that he's a good leader. He want to make Liberia what it should be. He want to make his people, to stop being led by bad leaders who have never contributed nothing but keep on suppressing our people, innocent killing. And now you have a government that is a human trafficking government that kill innocent people. People go to hospital, they just die like that. No one can even investigate or even find out what was the cause, whether their causes of death was natural or it was a mistake by a doctor or nurses. Nothing, because why? Liberia has a failed and broken system. So we need a good leader like Mr. Cummings to set our country on the right track. That
Okay,
is
now you are saying that we are surrounding himself with bad people or blah blah blah. But now,
yes.
in the heritage, I just saw this story, this headline that says we have rebuked evil people calling for sanctions on Liberia. Now, when all these things happen in Liberia, when people speak about it, they blame the people as well, evil people, because somebody. So I don't understand. Why would somebody be blended an evil person for? Okay, Jamel is leaving for a meeting too, so but we'll actually be wrapping up. All is exhausted. We just talking here and there. So Jamel, we understand that your meeting is taking place soon, so you can go. But I was just looking at this headline in a paper that says we are calling people evil because they call for sanctions on Liberia. And
why won't Linford, between you and myself, we already know the happenings within the country. Why won't we call for sanction? So we have this video that is going around with a high-ranking sedition who is clearly telling Weah and his gangster of looters, corrupt officials, that if care is not taken, if the new government gets into power and they, become the loser in the 2023 election, they are going to be held accountable. They are going to be bring to justice for all of corruption and embezzlement of funds and help that the international community have given to the country and has been misappropriated. So that is to tell you, if that is coming from someone within the CDC camp or high-ranking official is saying that to his colleague, that you people are the one that is going to be arrested. You people are the ones that are going to be charged for corruption, not us. So if you all play fun, this is what awaits you people come 2023 after the new government has taken over. So why will he tell somebody that somebody is being evil when you took power as a president? The first thing you have, how many billion got missing? Liberian dollars. The next thing,
billion.
Yes, 16 billion got missing. The next thing we saw, you started to build mansion upon mansion, and your government official, all of them started to get rich. So it is obvious why our people suffer. Our people live in poverty, bad road condition, no electricity, no safe drinking water. Now the JFK, which is the only government operating hospital in the country, is lack of drugs, medical equipment, and other accessories, nothing. So tell me, is it not a rampant? This government is even worse than every other government.
Well, I think, like you said, the handwritings are on the wall. They are very clear.
Yes.
And what actually confirms that is an insider from the CDC coming. Because like I said before, it could be me sitting here talking, it could be you there talking, and they will say, well, these are opposition people. But this time it's coming from the inside. And there's one thing that I like about Liberians. Not all Liberians are crazy or so to speak afraid. There are some that were always there to speak. Even during Taylor's time, there was some Liberians that still spoke out.
Our brave people, they never got.
So these people are the true people who see the wrong, even though they are part of that organization.
But they speak
about it. But they see the wrong and they try to talk it. Because at the end of the day, everybody, if you and I are in a group and
Mm-hmm.
something wrong is going on, and I see it and you see it, but you don't want to talk about it, or none of us dare to talk about it, and it
Yeah.
backfires tomorrow, we all will
Mm-hmm.
go down the hill. You see,
Yes.
it's just that Liberians are hard to learn, and then we're very easy to forget. If you go
Easy
back,
to forget.
if you go
Yeah.
by the Doe era, if you go by the Doe era, I'm sure there were people in the Doe government that tried to advise him that Mr.
Yeah.
President, these things that are happening are not correct. We're not
It's
supposed to do
wrong.
it this way, but
Yeah.
still they disregarded them. And at the end of the day, when the government fell, some of these
Mm-hmm.
very people who even were very good people who try to give
They
advice
ran away.
became
Yes.
victims. You
Mm-hmm.
see, so it's no. I mean, politics aside, like you said, Liberia is what we have. If
Yeah.
anything happens in Liberia, at the end of the day, we always suffer. And
Yes.
I mean, this time it may not be conflict. I mean, no physical conflict, but the
Mm-hmm.
economic conflict. We can see countries that have money in the world, they are suffering because of certain things happening around the world. What do you think about poor
Yes.
countries like Liberia? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so we just got to be careful. We have to first of all become patriots. Know that we
Yes.
love our country
Yes.
before we go into politics. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you go into politics for your own pocket, at the end of the day, let's say you enter, you are a rich person living around your community somewhere in Soniwe, the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
people poor. You know what you're going to do? First, will
Yeah.
be afraid of your very neighbors, people that you used to be friendly with. Now that you
Mm-hmm.
are rich past them, you'll be afraid of them. What you'll do, your little house you're living in, you are building to become a big house. The next thing, you're going to build a fence that
Thanks
can hold five
around it.
houses
Mm-hmm.
to separate yourself from the same people you used to mingle with. You see? So time trial is not for rat alone. Yeah, you may get
Yeah.
rich, but your security depends on the very poor people that live around you. And so since
Mm-hmm.
you cannot guarantee your own security with them, what you do, you try to protect yourself. That's what I mean. I do know about other European countries, but where I live here in Norway, if you see fence around somebody, yeah, maybe that one small wire fence,
Yeah.
or that is of trees that they plant,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
tuya and all these things, just to block, like because some got winter when the snow removing machine comes when it's flashing the snow, so the snow can't go in their yard. So they plant
Yeah.
these things, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
these are rich people.
Yeah.
So these people are not afraid of anybody because they are not stolen from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's envying them for what they got because it doesn't belong to the group, it belongs to themselves. Okay. But here you are, you government official, people elect you, you go in the government, the same people who elected you, they remain as poor as they can, even become poorer, and you become rich
Mm-hmm.
and richer. So what happens? You become the very enemy to yourself because you create your own enemy.
Yes.
Okay? People you used to be friendly with, they are now become your enemy.
Your
Because of
enemies.
that, you build fence. So ask yourself, why am I building fence around my own my own compound
Community.
if I know I didn't do anything
Was
wrong?
the
I'm
same
trying to
people that
prevent.
used to be around. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, so this is how Liberia is, and we hope that we can first of all become patriots, love our country, love our fellow men before we go into politics. And like Mr. Cummings said, those of us who sympathize with Mr. Cummings, who
Mm-hmm.
support him, will obey his order, will try to be civil enough in most of our arguments. Like me, I've
Yes.
been attacked so many times.
Hmm.
I try sometimes I respond a little bit, but I change the response, the way it used to be, and not like that. That's why
Yeah.
Facebook didn't block me here for a long time, and I hope Facebook will
Yeah.
not block me because I think that advice from Mr. Coming will help small to be on Facebook for a long time. And
Yeah.
what it's tempting where somebody will just come from the blues and talk something that doesn't make sense or try to abuse.
Yeah.
So
Just
sometimes
just
the
put up
temptation is there.
lie, but that is it. When before you want to get in politics, you have to have a thick skin because yeah,
Mhm.
especially you getting in politics and you are being someone who is noted for your honest statement and bold. There are a lot of backlashes that's going to come after you because yeah, you won't bite and blow, you won't bend the truth, but rather say it as it is, whether it's coming from your side or another side. And so politics, you have to have a thick skin and you have to be very strong because they, like Mr. Cummings, they will blackmail you, they try to taint your character, try to do all sort of things. So Yeah, the way to the election is gonna be tough, but the ANC have to stand up, start mobilization, and start to get out there and do more sensitization to the people of Liberia. Let them know the value and the essence of their vote. Their vote is their only right that they have. And that is the power that they have. Not just somebody coming, they give you 1 or 2 cents and then it's done. You go and just vote for them. You vote for them, the next
No, but
6 years.
wait. Thank you that you brought the money aspect. You know, this is something I've been hearing. I don't know, how do you feel about it? I mean, our time is practically over. It's 9:30 here.
Yeah.
But something I've been hearing every time, Liberian people, they get hard to deal with. They say nobody knows Mr. Cummings, right? Mr. Cummings, if he goes anywhere and the turnout is not plenty, they say, oh, nobody know that man. Mr. Cummings goes somewhere, the turnout be hard, they say, oh, the people went to eat money. So I don't understand. And
time would tell.
And I asked somebody who said, well, the recent Kakata event where some ALP members and their officials joined the ANC. He said, oh, the people went there to eat and make money. So I said, well, why you didn't go there to get some money? You don't let money? He said, but coming if I man, they're coming to our area, so get money. So I said, okay, at least crowd can go to Mr. Cummings now. First time, crowd always go there, you'll say nobody know him. But since they go there to eat money, yeah, let it eat money. At least they'll know that it's a sin. Mr. Cummings could decide to say, okay, I'm taking my money to go give it to people in Ghana or in Nigeria. It'll be the sin. And money got no special use. The way you use money to satisfy you, some people let clothes, some people let
shame-face.
Yeah. So if Mr. Cummings will use his money,
rejected stone has become
if Mr. Cummings will use his money to give to Liberian people, that's fine. So you're going to eat money. If you bring 1,000 people to eat the money, at least one of them will say, oh, let me a good man, I'll vote for him. Yeah. So the 1,000 people that are going there, they will not all just. So I told him, I said, okay, say and the people going to eat Mr. Cummings money, you go there too. Next time, go there and go eat some of the money.
Okay.
So, be the right man. Who will go call group of people and say, I can make your money. But having said that, I have this little thing, being me, always, I tend to agree with people. They recent, I will say this, just recent ALP people joining Mr. Cummings, the ANC. Why? Because there was a man who spoke. I think he was one of the elders, and he said something. The man said he wanted Mr. Cummings to help the marketers and things. There's something he said that caught my ear, that the people are not just here to eat money. Oh, so what brought that money business in his mind? Why did he say that word? And this is one of the people who are joining you. I think he one of the opinion, the opinion makers there among that group. But again, the point I'm trying to make is that it's registered on people's mind that everywhere Mr. Cummings goes, he will give money, which is not true. I don't think so.
It's not true. It's just a propaganda.
Friends have accused me, professional friends. Oh, my man, Cummings gave me that all right, he call me money. Now you're talking for him. Between me and you, Andre, how does Mr. Cummings give all money? How does Mr. Cummings give me money? I live here. So do I take a phone and call Mr. Cummings and say, please send money for me, or put money in my bank account, or I'm talking, I'm preaching for the ANC, give me money? No. We are the one actually supporting the ANC. Mr. Cummings has money. We're not supposed to do this, but we love the party. Or I'm now a registered member of the ANC, but I love Mr. Cummings' platform, and I love that he's running on the ANC ticket. So we support him. We go to Germany. We make our contribution to go to Germany. Okay. Yeah. So how does Mr. Cummings put money in our pocket? So people, I just want to talk to the Liberian people, change this mentality that everywhere Mr. Cummings goes, he can't pay money, he waste on the ground, and people take it and go. No, he doesn't do that. Go and vote your conscience, because and the people say this because they are a constant. This is how they have been voting for people. That people go and get their money before they can vote. So when they see anybody going anywhere to go campaign, all they know that the person is carrying bag of money.
You know, some people do not know why some of us really supporting Mr. Cummings is because we are sick of the failed system. The
Right.
failed system that has been in existence from one generation to another. Liberia is going from bad to worse. Everyone coming and lying to the people of Liberia that they are the change, the things gonna, but at the end of the day, they turn out to be the worst. But you know, you can blame them sometimes because people really do not know what is happening except you become a victim, except you go into the system and see how dirty, how broken, and how spoiled our system is. Our people are vulnerable, most especially to foreigners that enter our country. They take advantage of our system. They do a whole lot of things. Liberia is a hub for all sorts of crimes. Why? Because there is no accountability. No one is holding anyone accountable for anything. So you have a whole lot of crimes going on in that country. People kill innocent people. People do human trafficking in the country. Nothing. Drugs, bring in drugs in the country anyhow. Nothing. Fake money, money laundering. People go and do things outside of the country, commit crime, and then come into the country and use it there. So we don't want our country to be that way anymore. This is why some of us are standing up and fighting against the system. You have hospitals that are supposed to be safe for our people. You have nurses and doctors that are unqualified to even practice as nurses and doctors. Innocent people are being killed because of mistakes that nurses and doctors are making on a daily basis in our country. Somebody is a diabetic patient, and then you will go and take a drip that has glucose in it. You kill the person right away. There is no accountability. There is no structure put in place. Nothing. This is why you see people die on a daily basis. You see someone today, they say yesterday they went to the hospital and they are dead because of some of the mistakes. Liberia, the whole system is messed up and we don't have nothing in place. Our people are carrying up a whole lot of crimes in Liberia because they have people within the West, the bad apple within the Western world, that are also supporting them to carry out this act because they know when it happened in Liberia, there is no rules, there is no regulation, there is no accountability. The entire country is messed up. Liberia is a banana state, and Linford. It is a banana state because there's no rules, there's no regulation. And you have people
the rules are there, or the rules are there, but people
there's no rules, there's no
the
regulation, nothing.
the rules are there. We got laws, but
What is the use of the rules when it's not in effect? What is the use of it when it's not in effect? You have people coming our country.
Let's look at it. You got your house. You got your house, but because you don't got furniture inside there, doesn't mean that you don't have a house.
But so that's it. Then there's no use.
We have laws, but we do not abide by it. But like I said before, I think we gotta be.
That's why this is why we are fighting. This is why we are. That's why I always used to tell people when I was in Liberia, engaged into exposing crimes from the least public and also private sector. I used to tell people, but they don't used to believe me. I used to tell them, all of these crimes that are happening in Liberia, they have a backing from the West. The bad apples that are within the Western world, they are the ones supporting these criminals and these corrupt people in our society to continue to destroy our country more and more. And they used to say, oh, Almas, you just talk. You just talk. Don't say that. I say, yes. The bad apple out of our country within the West that have power, They are the ones supporting these evil people to destroy most poor African countries.
Yeah, evil peoples will always be evil people
Yes,
no
in
matter
every
where.
society, they have a good and a bad. They have
Mhm.
the bad ones within the West that are carrying on evil acts and that are in conspiracy and support of these corrupt people and evil people that we have in our society that keep pumping money to them and they keep suppressing and destroying our system. This is why we need a government and a president like Mr. Cummings to come in and straighten up our country, to make our country to be safe once more, like the Liberia we used to know, that nobody can just come in and do anything and get away with it.
Okay.
And
Well,
get
sir,
all of
and,
these rebels and their wife and children out of our midst.
and today, um, today's Liberia will not be tomorrow's Liberia. Liberia is going to change. We all have hope.
Liberia is gonna change, definitely. That's why you and
It's gonna
myself
change.
are here every Tuesday talking and telling our people that that's a situation like Liberia is not a normal situation. They deserve better. Liberia, as a country that is so rich with whole lot of minerals, they should live in a better way. They shouldn't be suffering. Everything should be affordable for them. But no, because of bad governance, they are suffering. They need to know.
Well, all I can tell you, Andre, is that we should always keep hope, all Liberians, and a few weeks ago, you and I, everything we were talking about here was, the Bukos case, the case against Mr. Cummings is good,
Uh-huh.
and people felt that
And
this
we
case was
stood
not going to
our
go away
ground.
anytime soon. What happened? It has become history.
Yes,
I'll
we
just throw
stood
it
our
down now.
ground, and we continue to send a message out there that that case is a conspiracy, it's a lie, and
Yeah,
it
but
needs to be
everybody knows that.
dismissed.
I mean, we said it. Everybody knew it, and we
Yes.
said it. But the reason why I got reminded, I was just scrolling down and I saw Serena Sivos, one of the videos that we got for him, and it came to my mind that everything that happens can become history.
Yes.
And
Yes.
nothing lasts forever.
Nothing
But
lasts forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
but what we humans hope for is that we should have that mind to know that what we want to do should be the right thing, and how we're doing it should also be the right way, and so nothing is permanent. So
Nothing is permanent.
we like to wrap it up here, this edition, and we're going to be back here on Tuesday again,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to be the last edition before we all assemble in Germany. So I hope we're going to have some interesting topic
I know,
to discuss on Tuesday. And we sorry that Andre, you said you're not going to be there. Me, I will try by all means to go. I'll make a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we know that it's going to be great. And all Liberians across Europe, wherever you are, if you can come, so that you can, those of you who don't know Mr. Cummings, you always asking, who is this man? Whether you from opposition or you know position.
That is our next president come 2023.
Come and see Mr. Cummings and talk to him yourself. Ask him. If you ask me about Mr. Cummings, I'll tell you something, but I will not properly represent him like he would do for himself. So this will be your opportunity. And hopefully Battle Line is going to be there. We're going to have a live show with Mr. Cummings. You can call from anywhere in the world where you are watching and talk to Mr. Cummings. So it's going to be in Hanover, in Germany, on the 8th and 9th of July. So we're going to be there. Thanks for watching. Andre, thanks for the effort to get on, even though sometimes we all understand the ups and downs. And we want to say thanks to our viewers. For those of you who were able to stay with us to the end of the show,
thanks you.
Without you, the show will not be possible. This is how we let you leave you on today's edition of the program. My name is Linford Gwe, and in Belgium is Andre Chalo, and we say kudos.